Hi, welcome to my channel, Christina's Lifestyle. I'm Christina. Thanks so much for being here. In my very first video that I did, I talked about how I was on a journey to helping my husband and I eat better. In April, he was diagnosed with a non-alcoholic fatty liver, and we decided that we were going to change the way we eat. I began a huge research of this topic matter using various reference sites and determined and learned that you can actually reverse the effects, the harmful effects on your liver. And that's what we have been doing. So since April, we have embarked on this whole new journey for eating better and finding foods that actually work with your body and not against it, work with your liver to help it remove toxins from your body. His liver was all clogged up and needed to be regenerated. And that's what we've been doing through our new meal plan. And he has committed to doing this new lifestyle. I don't think we would have ever embarked on this had he not been diagnosed with that. So I'm grateful that he has had this opportunity to have a desire to want to eat better. So as I said, in April, beginning in April is when we started our new way of eating, our new lifestyle. And one of the things that my husband was missed from the very beginning, since we're not eating any processed sugar, has been cookies. He loves all of those processed cookies, and they were good, of course. I think we still have some in our pantry, but we're going to be throwing all of those out. We haven't been eating them, of course. But anyway, this cookie is a really good oatmeal cookie. And you can actually make it two different ways. And I wanted to share with you what those ways are. And for both versions of this cookie, it cooks at the same temperature at 350 degrees. The first cookie I'm going to make, that's more of a granola type cookie, or texture, I should say. Those cook for about 11 minutes. The second cookie, which is more of the traditional, more not as rough cookie, those cook about 16 to 18 minutes, depending on how you like them. If you like them really cooked or more soft, just all depends on what you wanted to do. So this is the basic cookie. You could do different variations. You could add cinnamon, you could add nuts, whatever, but my husband likes this cookie that I'm making. He's been eating it, and it has helped him to lose the current weight. He's lost over 23 pounds to date since April, and this is from simply changing our lifestyle and how we're eating. I feel like this is something that we need to share because everybody likes to eat a cookie and something sweet. You need something to keep you going and to keep you on your diet or lifestyle way of eating. So the ingredients for this are 2 ripe bananas, 2 cups of oats, and for this I use a half of a cup of Stevia chocolate chips, which is, sorry, not Stevia's, it's made of Lily's chocolate chips, which has stevia in it. And then a quarter of a cup of a nut butter that doesn't have the bad oils like canola oil or whatever. This peanut butter, I actually pre-measured it. I made this morning right before this video, and it took me 5 minutes in my food processor. And I used 2 cups of almonds and 1 cup of cashews. And I store it in the refrigerator, and you can see I can make a lot of batches of cookies. And then I do want to talk about, again, the ingredients. The Lily's chocolate chips, they have stevia in them, so they're a lot more healthy for you than the processed sugar. And then the oats that I've been using, I actually got from Costco. These are sprouted rolled oats, and anything that is sprouted will be more easily digestible in your system. And I found those more recently. I'd been using the Quaker instant oats, but these ones are actually better since they are sprouted. All right, so let's get started. I've already put my bananas in here, my ripe bananas, and I am going to take my pre-measured quarter cup of nut butter. And I'm just going to stir it in and make it all mushed together so that it's nice and together. One thing I do want to talk about the bananas is that bananas, they get ripe so fast. What I've been doing is I've been peeling them and sticking them in a Ziploc plastic bag and in my freezer. And I always have a banana on hand to make these cookies. So that's been very helpful. So once you get your ingredients all mushed up, your banana mushed, you can see I have it all together mushed. You can add in the 2 cups of oats and just blend it up. These are so easy to make. One morning I remembered that I didn't have enough cookies for my husband to take with him for lunch, and I made them in the morning in 2 seconds. So you do that, just add in the oats, and then you add in the 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. If you don't want them, you don't need them, they're still good without it. You could even add cinnamon. You could kind of, alter this recipe to the way you want it to be. But my husband really likes chocolate chips, so do I. So we've really enjoyed these cookies. And then one thing I do is I will store this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Just put it in there because it's easier to make your cookie balls and put them on the cookie sheet when they are a little more chilled. Now, the other cookie that I wanted to show you is, again, using the same ingredients, but this time you will divide up your cups of oatmeal into two separate cups. And I'm going to this time use my food processor. So I've already put in my, again, 1/4 cup of nut butter and the 2 bananas, and I've mixed it up already in the food processor. You can use it in a high-powered blender as well, but I have found that it's really easy because I like how shallow the food processor is and it goes really well. Then this is the one ingredient that's different. You add in a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Put that in there. And then you want to put like a 1/2 teaspoon or so of pure vanilla. And you'll blend that up. And then at this point, you will add in 1 of the cups of oatmeal. Put it in the mixing bowl. And then you'll add in your remaining other cup of oatmeal. And it will make it so it's a little, you'll still have the texture, but it's a little more smooth compared to the first cookie. And then add in your chocolate chips. And blend it. This one, I didn't feel like I needed to put in the refrigerator since it's a little bit of a more smoother cookie, but it's still delicious. It has a great taste, just a little bit of a different texture. I like to use a cookie pan that I put parchment paper on because the cookies, they're a little more sticky, probably because of the banana, and it makes it easier to remove them. They make about 12 to 15 cookies, depending on how big you make the cookie dough. Then I store them in a glass airtight container, put them in the fridge, and they last pretty much a whole week, but really they don't last that long because we usually eat them up before then. And it's been a very delicious alternative to your store-bought processed cookies. These are a little more healthier, a little bit better to digest. They don't have all that processed sugar in them, and I think you'll really like them. Anyways, let me know if you try them, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks again.